Hey guys, in this episode of We Fight How We Train, we're going to be taking a look at Canelo Alvarez and how he prepares for a fight and a few of the problems that he's going to run into with Bivol. So first off, we're going to take a look at his beautiful striking. Tons of power. Pretty solid technique. Really smashing that bag. A little bit of rolling, right? Roll to the back foot. Pull back onto the line with the right hand. Into a left hook. Into a left hook to the body-ish. Left hook uppercut, right? A little bit more striking here, okay? 1-2. It was a 1-2 pull. Here. A lot of more striking, right? Now, I want you to pay attention to how square he is in this video, in this part of the video. We're going to turn down the sound and play it again. But what he's practicing here is striking. Now, it's very important to practice your striking and your boxing, okay? These two ideas are very important, and they're going to talk about them throughout the course of this video. But this is a striking exercise that he's practicing. And if you want the absolute best striking drills you can practice on the heavy bag at all, check out the playlist in my playlists. It might be in the description. Check it out. It's the easiest way to learn how to do all these. Fix your positions, fix your weight transitions, and understand how to actually line the things that you're doing up with a fight, okay? So, anyway, very, very similar drills here, very square here. And, just practicing his power punching here, okay? Beautiful work, by the way. Good work. There are a few things he could work on. Now, this clip is very, very interesting because it's kind of striking and it's kind of boxing, right? See how he's stepping with the jab here? How many of you guys have even seen this clip before? Okay, we're going to go back a little bit. Good shots, right? Real solid. Now, bringing his weight to the front foot so that he can step and jump into the punch. Very common. Everyone has this technique somewhere in their repertoire. But where else do we get to see Canelo practice a technique like this, okay? So we're going to go ahead and move on because we're going to be coming back to this clip in particular later. Here he is practicing more striking. Now I want you to pay attention to this. Look at how he's on the front foot here, okay? And now he's in a similar position with his shoulder up as he was when he was throwing the jab, okay, in that last clip, okay? But I want you to pay attention to here. Strike, 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 okay? And again, that'll be very important again later, as well as this clip as well, okay? Taking a look at him here. And I want you to think about when he practices getting on the line with his opponent and getting off, okay? Because one thing that you may notice is that you've seen many types of these clips before in the Canelo Alvarez repertoire. Here he is practicing his left hooks again. Beautiful striking. But that clip that he was doing, again, we've seen these clips many, many, many times, right? Kind of moving around the bag, okay? But this is a very unique clip. It's not very often that we get to see clips of Canelo actually getting on the line with the target. Notice most of these drills, when he's doing them, he's just standing on the line directly with his target, striking. Again, not boxing. But Canelo is not a boxer, but a striker, okay? And this is why he struggles with people who can throw really good straight punches on average, because he's very good at throwing his big, wide, rounded punches. And they're not wide. They're very quick. When you're in the ring with someone and they can move their head and throw a punch at the same time, it's much, much quicker than it looks to us, okay? And Canelo has quick hands anyway. So, very, very quick, right? But not a lot of boxing, right? As we go through these clips again, he's on the line with his target already, okay? Now, this is one of the reasons why he struggles in some scenes to fight someone like, well, Sergey Kovalev, okay? Here we've got him getting feinted here, getting jabbed. Using that same jab, notice how his weight gets stuck on the front foot there? and he gets countered again, okay? Now, I just want to point out to that clip in there, here, when he's shooting this jab, he's on the front foot, right? Stepping with the jab, getting his weight there, and boom. And now look at how he has to rock back into it, right? He doesn't really practice anything getting off the line after the jab, all right? Now this sequence here, as he's practicing the jab on the heavy bag, is very similar to how he was practicing this punch here, right? Notice there's no get on the line, there's no get off the line with this, but the position is very similar to what he wants to get into when he wants to start boxing the bag with his jab. Now, he is able to throw 1-2s here, right? Which is great. But notice that jab and how he has to rock back. After he ends that sequence, boom, boom, boom. He's always in this same position, okay? Here, after a jab, very similar. Or here, after a hook, okay? Now, we're going to pay attention to that a little later when we talk about Caleb Plant. But here, getting stuck on that front foot there. Getting drawn in from the front foot here. Getting into that position that he was just in when he steps with his jab. And notice, the technique where he steps with his jab is exactly the same. And what happens? Front foot, jab, and then he gets stuck there because that's how he trains it. That's how he learns to get on the line with his opponent. Now, look at the work that he does before. It's beautiful, right? He's got control of the line. He's got his hands up. He can control and interact with that jab as it's coming, parrying most of the damage, most of the weight. And then he gets into this position. He draws the attack from his opponent. And now he's exploding out of his guard and getting on the line exactly like he trained. Okay? And it's getting pull countered into this right hand right here. Because Canelo doesn't really practice getting on the line any other way. Eddie Reynoso is a striking coach, right? He can teach you how to move and transition your weight and all that good stuff, which is like, your first 6 months of boxing. But you got to learn how to take that and get on the line and get off the line. Now, real quick, if you want to learn the absolute best ways to get on the line, attack your opponent, and get off the line, check out the Fouts Boxing Combat System. It's $249 American. But it will teach you all the best ways to do this. All the best ways to get on the line, control the line while you're there, make the best strikes, and then get off the line. I promise it'll teach you how to do it in the pads, and it'll teach you how to take that, and you can take that directly to the heavy bag and just work those drills and learn how to do your straight punches. I don't want to say too much, but it's a really, really, really cool thing, and it'll completely change the way that you look and understand boxing, the way that you break up your routines, and learn what and why you're training certain things. But it's a very, very, very unique system. Check it out. It also comes with a few film studies to kind of teach the Fouts Boxing Combat System through Floyd Mayweather and Caleb Plant. We're going to be taking a look at Caleb Plant in a little bit, but not in that regard. But Canelo, again, working to get to that front foot, boom, he gets him, right? Now this example here is exactly what he's trying to accomplish here, right? He gets to the front foot, he can guard that shot, sit on the front foot, and shoot that jab. And now look at that jab. That's exactly how he trained it on the heavy bag. But look at how his back foot here, right? Look at how his back foot is not on the back foot, right? He didn't get his weight to the back foot. He didn't get off the line, okay? That's exactly what was going on in his training because he doesn't practice the 3 parts, right? Get on the line with your opponent, make your strike, make your sequence, and then get off, okay? And again, when we saw him throwing his striking, and again, we're going to see some more clips here, trying to enact that same jab there, and then now look at this. The same position that he was in a second ago, he's throwing the hook from, okay? Instead of throwing the jab and getting stuffed by Kovalev, he gets to the same position, and now he jumps into the line and throws the hook. Okay, this is very, very, very important. We're going to be taking a look at that in a second. But again, getting into the same position and throwing a hook. Now, this actually may be very effective against Bivol, the hook. But I want you to pay attention to the fact that that's how he's getting on the line, is from the front foot with his striking drills. Okay, again, throwing the hook there. Now, it's very interesting, too, and I want to point out that Kovalev, very good lead hand control, okay? Very active with his lead hand, very active with his rear hand, as we see here, controlling with his rear hand, not something that you see a lot in boxing. But because he was so good at at controlling the space with his hands, he was able to get Canelo to go first with this very rudimentary jab, okay? The reason that fighters like Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders were not able to get Canelo to have to engage with this very low-level jab was because they did not have control of the space. They were not using their lead hand to control. Now, as we take a look at some of the highlights of Caleb Plant here, right, and Canelo, I want you to pay attention to how Canelo goes from the back foot and he tries to get to the front foot, but Canelo is being intercepted. His weight from the back foot is being intercepted to the front foot as he tries to get there by Caleb Plant because he's trying to cross the line. He's trying to go from a back foot position here to the front foot, right? And Caleb Plant is trying to stop him. He knows that that's where Canelo's going to get access to his hook, access to his big jab. But as Canelo tries to cross that line, right, bring his weight to the front foot, Caleb Plant is interacting with him, finding ways to waste his time there, getting on the line here, blocking him, controlling him with the body shot as Canelo tries to make it to the front foot. But Canelo not getting all the way to that position where he practices his jab, okay? And again, he doesn't really practice a back foot jab. It's not a power punch, and Canelo's a striker. He's not practicing punches like that. He does. He practices in other ways, but not in those routines there. But it's not how you think anyway, okay? But being able to move forward through his jab, usually he just jumps up like this. You've seen the clip too, but it's a little bit different. But again, in his striking routine. But as he tries to walk and pendulum walk through the line, getting interrupted, getting pushed off his line with the jab, I think Bivol is going to have a lot of success here. Again, Canelo not able to get to the front foot and shoot his jab, not able to step from the back foot, right? As Caleb Plant brings his weight to the front foot here, shoots his jab, and is able to get off the line with him, right? Again, people who practice their straight punching, and again, Caleb Plant and Bivol are definitely much more straight punch-like. Now, controlling the line with punches, right? The problem that Kovalev had, or the problem that Plant had was that he didn't know how to control the line with his rear hand. He didn't know how to feint and control with the rear hand, only the lead hand. So Canelo would eventually find a way to close the distance here, control his head, and find an opportunity to attack. Bivol is not the biggest on controlling with the rear hand. He's not the biggest on getting his weight to the front foot real quick. Once Plant stops feeling all that comfortable controlling with punches or slowing down, he allows Canelo to get into this position for free. But because he's not being contested with the lead hand that Kovalev was showing him, he doesn't have to use his jab. So instead of using the jab, he comes forward with the leaping left hook because he knows that it's going to command respect from Plant and it's going to allow him to get to this inside zone where he can start practicing his striking. Okay? Because now once he's on the inside, he's just going to wail away, right? Hold on to him and try to smash him. But now he's back on the outside. He has to work his way back in because he has no front foot position, but he can't box from the back foot. He's not practicing his back foot jab, right? And again, that's not a punch. You can punch someone with it, right? When you're taller than them or bigger than them here, like Plant, but look at how Plant is using it to control space, right? It's not a real punch. You're not going to knock the guy out with that. So if you intend to try, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. But Caleb Plant able to create a lot of space. It works a little better for Plant because he's also way bigger than Canelo. But Caleb Plant here, or Canelo, again, practicing his striking, right? Having a hard time getting to the front foot. But once he's there, he doesn't have to use his jab because he's already controlled the space. Caleb Plant's fighting on the back foot, and he's not controlling him, right? Only with punches. And as soon as he stops, Canelo finds himself in position to land some striking, right? Controlling, parrying that shot, and now instead, leaping in with the leaping left hook, right? And now once he's here, actually, we're going to move ahead a little bit, because we don't want to go through all of this stuff. But around 1 minute in this video, there was something that was really good. So, Canelo here, landing a shot. And remember how he practiced it on the striking on the bag? Just there, us. Here he is practicing that same shot, throwing it from the same position on the front foot, and getting smacked by Caleb Plant. Okay? Someone who doesn't really have to change positions, right? Canelo's not always in position to punch, okay? As he approaches the line, if he doesn't get his weight to that position, he doesn't get his weight to the front foot, he gets easily controlled and discouraged and pushed back to his back foot. Bivol is very quick with his hand speed and will have no problem letting a lot of punches go. Now, again, look at this boxing. Look at him try to control the space and pendulum walk forward with this double jab from the back foot. Okay? Is that super fast? Is it uncounterable? Is it... No, it's basically just through his active guard, just controlling through the beat, so he can step and walk in and land that smashing body shot. Decent shots on the inside. But again, when he gets on the inside, again, getting disrupted. Uh-oh, is he about to get countered? No, he didn't get countered like I thought he was going to get countered. But oftentimes, watch him throw this big wide hook here. And look how his head gets stuck on the line in that position, right? Just where he was practicing it before. But there's no defensive responsibility after that. There's no moves after that, right? And again, having a hard time getting to the front foot here, right? This is a lot of opportunity for someone like Bivol to throw lots of punches and control you. Keep you on the back foot themselves, right? Striking, right? He's already on the line. All he did in this sequence was just walk him back, right? Walk him back, use a little bit of head movement. Now a little bit of back foot jabbing. Now, there are more clips of Plant countering Canelo after getting smacked by a good one. And we're going to see some of those. Aren't we, guys? So getting timed on the way in here, very important, stepping in. That's how Canelo controls the space with his jab, flicking it out like this. And then again, look at him getting caught on the inside here. Very, very, very important because Bivol is a better boxer than Plant. Bivol has more control over the line. He's better with this in and out style. Now again, look at where Canelo's head is this whole entire time. Coming in, getting discouraged, getting caught with a shot on the outside, getting caught with a shot on the inside. Bivol's a much bigger puncher. And again, he can't really box his way in, right? He just has to walk into this position that he practices all his striking in. Okay? So getting caught multiple times. And his head, after each one of those strikes, in that very, very similar position. I wish they were showing more. Oh, there you go. Again, after his striking, he's in la-la land, right? He's not walking off the line. He's not defensively responsible. He's not changing positions. He's getting caught, right? I know he's moving his head right there. I know. Getting caught right there, right? Making it to the front foot striking position, right? This is where he practiced. He defended the position. Excellent. Now he throws his hook. And now this is the same position that he was in. And now he's getting caught. Again, he doesn't practice it with the 3 layers, right? Getting on the line with your opponent. Right? They say that boxing is hit and not get hit, right? But it's actually 3, all right? It's don't get hit, and then don't get hit again. Because your opponent has the opportunity to counter you when you're on your way in and counter you when you're on the way out, okay? And it's very important that you guys check out the Fouts Boxing Combat System if you want to learn all the rules for getting on the line with your opponent, for crossing the line. If you want to learn all the rules for training them. If you want to learn how to think about boxing while you train, okay? How to think about your positions, okay? Check it out, Fouts Boxing Combat System. There's nothing like it, okay? Nothing like it. But, again, getting caught on the line, making it to his front foot position, right? Here's his striking position, body shot, getting caught with the hook there. Now, we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of looks at some Bivol. Not too much real quick, but just a tiny, tiny bit. So, what happens when you fly into the line, right? Probe, he gets his head off the line and he's countering him as his opponent pendulums in, okay? This is really, really important because this is Canelo's biggest move. He loves to jump in, throw this left hand up, and then try to counter you, but Bivol is time and time again able to intercept people and catch them on the way in, especially probing off their lead hand. This is one of the benefits that Bivol has of having so much control, getting on the line and off the line so much. Boom, boom, boom. And, just such a tough, hard guy to fight. Now, in this clip again, here he is trying to catch Smith Jr. coming forward, right? Smith Jr. has to get to the front foot in order to get leverage into his punch. Not as much because he's the taller fighter, right? But as he brings his weight forward, Bivol's intercepting him, right? Blocking him from getting a front foot position, stopping him from being able to get into his leaping left hook position, right? Stopping him from getting access to his power jab. Maintaining the idea that they're equals, right? That they're only going to fight on their own side of the line, right? Now, watch as he moves off the line, and now he's going to move back on the line, try to pendulum in, right? Trying to get his rhythm. Look at how he gets intercepted by Bivol. Bivol very, very good at reading that pendulum motion. And again, Canelo doesn't really feint and probe and use his hands to control the space. He uses just his head movement, right? Tries to parry shots and block and threaten counters so that he can get to that position and come forward. And as we can see here, Joe Smith Jr. having a very, very difficult time making it to the front foot here as he gets intercepted over and over and over again by Dimitri Bivol. Now again, Canelo is a striker, okay? He's not a boxer, all right? He practices mostly striking routines, getting on the line, and very few people in the world could teach you to throw a punch like Canelo could probably teach you to throw a punch, all right? Very, very few people. But getting on and off the line with your opponent, again, that's one of Canelo's biggest flaws, is that he's not a boxer, right? Again, more striking routine, and if you want to learn how to learn the body mechanics, learn how you're supposed to think about this position, learn how to do these striking routines, check out my YouTube heavy bag drill demos. I do with one of my boxing students who's in town. And actually, I'm going to be having a more comprehensive version coming out for purchase to kind of teach you guys how to really get the most out of your heavy bag workouts. It's going to be a pretty cool little system. Yeah, okay. Beautiful work. But here's the only place that I've ever seen Canelo practicing his boxing, right? And as we can see, very limited routine, very limited position, boom. And he throws it from the hook, right? Or multiple jabs. But he always has to reset after, right? Boom. And here he has to reset. Reset. Here's the hook version, right? Slightly. There you go, leaning forward. Didn't throw the hook there, but getting into position, right? Trying to add a little bit more power. And very similar, right? Getting there, stepping forward, 1-2, right? Very similar. But look at how his head is always in the same position, right? And then again, his striking here. Here's his body shot. If you allow him to get to that position, at a long range, he throws this punch. If you allow him to leap on you, he'll throw this punch, right? Or if you're in body shot range, he'll throw this one. But again, Canelo has to get to the front foot. He doesn't have to. He has some decent pull counters to the back foot. But again, not really straight punch oriented. Anyway, this video is long enough. We will be doing some more videos for Canelo versus Bivol. There's one film study already on Patreon of Canelo versus Kovalev, and we go over a lot of that stuff. There's a little bit of stuff in there about Bivol. There's some more We Fight How We Train in there. It's a pretty cool video. Patreon is $10 to sign up, $10 a month. And yeah, there's going to be my private workouts going on there, me working the heavy bag, moving around and training. And I'll be doing a lot of the stuff that I'll be teaching on YouTube and talking about here. Yeah, just cool. And if you also want to check out those videos, they'll also be available on the member only section. So it'll just be little workouts of me just recording and posting them there, and you guys can check them out. And if you want, you can follow along. I'll be talking and demoing and stuff, but real easy stuff. And then I'll break into, try to get maybe a little bit of a workout toward the end, but all round based kind of stuff, and yeah, just kind of cool stuff. But anyway, if you'd like private one-on-one coaching, it's $50 to sign up, $50 a month, and I will make videos like this. I will demo for you. I will teach you how to be the fighter you want to be. And if you become my boxing student, nothing will be more important to me than making sure you become the fighter that you want to be, that you're happy with the value that you get, that you're able to grow and learn at the same time, how boxing works, okay? But yeah, if you're interested, check it out. It's $50 to sign up, $50 a month, and it'll also get you a discount, a 50% discount on the Fouts Boxing Combat System. As that's what I want to teach you. That's what I want to teach you. So it's just easier if you check it out. And you have a ton of videos to go over and to learn from, to learn how to, just a lot of stuff. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Whoops.